In the previous video about this model we covered the full assembly, so in this second video we're going to concentrate on the detail, the features and the overall rating of the model. But before that we start with a quick message. Cranes Etc. has made over 1,000 reviews and reports, so if you like what we do, please support us and help us continue by making a pledge via Patreon. The link is on the screen and in the video description. And in return for your support you can get various rewards including news, early access, discounts and other benefits. And know that your support will keep us going. This is a very detailed model and that starts with the track shoes. And both the tracks and the track frames are all metal. There are metal steps and walking platforms. And 3 slewing motors are modelled at the front of the crane. The cab looks very good, and although the outside mirror is not silvered, the graphics behind the cab are very good. The walkways and the handrails are all metal. The live mast has the erection cylinder modelled, although it's not functional. However, all of the sheaves are nice quality metal. The VPC Max counterweight mechanism is excellent, and the 10-ton counterweight boxes all have usable lifting eyes. The boom and jib sections are nearly all metal and nicely cast, and they are very good because they have mesh walkways and usable lifting eyes. The complicated lattice sections are modelled really well, and the sections are connected with black nuts and bolts. The straps are made of a ductile metal, so they are strong, but they're also very thin. Almost every connection on the model is bolted, so you can reconfigure it how you like. The one exception to that is the large main hook block, and it's a pity that can't be split down like the real hook. 2 other hooks are included, a single line hook and a free sheave block. There's also a small rooster jib with working rollers. As with the majority of die-cast models, this one was made in China, and when Cranes Etc. visited the factory, various production processes could be seen. Before painting, all of the metal castings have to be tidied up and cleaned, and various parts such as these plastic name boards have to be tampo printed. The main metal parts of the model are all sprayed by hand. After that, the sprayed parts then go onto the assembly line where the various parts are put together. If you want to see more about this, you can view the videos of Cranes Etc.'s China visit. Out of the box, the tracks are mounted on the track frames. And if we lift it up, the tracks roll very easily indeed. However, the modelling is fairly simple because there are no working rollers on the track frames. On a very smooth surface, the tracks can't quite bite enough to roll, although to be fair they do try very hard. One feature that is undocumented in the manual is that the tracks are removable. It's easy to do because there's just one screw at each end, and once they're removed the track assembly just pulls off. That does give you some extra flexibility because you can now use a track frame as a load. So even if you don't have the space to see the hat, coat and trousers, at least you can see the shoe. And of course that extends to all the other parts that are in the box. There are plenty of boom sections of different sizes to go onto a flatbed truck. And if you like butts, then you can put boom butts and jib butts onto a truck as well. Anyway, we're not here to look at butts no matter how big. So moving back to the assembled model, there is another feature you could use to display the model if you wanted. And that's by using the self-erection legs which can fold out, and then you can pull the pad down. And these would normally be used when the crane attaches its own crawler tracks. This is a big heavy model and a lot rests on the slewing ring, and the model rotates very smoothly. The cab has another feature which is a nice tilting mechanism. And the model does feature winch drums which operate with a small key. They have a positive braking system and they work by pushing the drum in. It disengages a brake and compresses a spring, and when you're finished the drum is pushed back onto the brake. In common with many of the big crane models like this, everything works fine, but if for example the jib is at too steep an angle, there's not enough weight to overcome all of the reeving, so manual intervention is required. The live gantry has 2 split drums, which is not the same as the real crane, but it's easier to keep attention on the ropes. In the assembly video we built the crane up to its full configuration, but the model is fully flexible so there are many other ways you can build it. And here is another configuration. We've shortened the boom by taking a section out, And for this arrangement, we've also taken off the luffing jib. At the boom tip, we've also relocated the rooster tip from the luffing jib. The major feature of the real crane is its variable position counterweight. So let's take a look and see how that works. Here we've got a load strung on the crane. And the variable position counterweight works by trying to keep everything in balance and making therefore the crane efficient. So with the crane unloaded, it tracks with the counterweight in and it's in balance. And when it's ready to lift something heavy, the counterweight can be slid out. And for very heavy loads, this is a much quicker arrangement than carrying extra counterweight on a floating tray. Here we've moved the counterweight out to the end of the body, and with the VPC Max it can in fact go much further, and the big stabiliser foot prevents the crane tipping back until such time as we wind in the load. And then again we've achieved a position where the crane is more optimally in balance. The other thing the VPC system allows is to pick a load up at short radius, and then with the counterweight moved out, you can put the load down at a bigger radius. This is a very big and impressive model by Towsleys. It has a very good level of detailing and it's high quality, and its biggest plus point is the flexibility, with the ability to configure the model how you want to. To go for the wow factor, you can put a big heavy load on it and balance the crane, and overall this is an excellent model.